So I have to ask, what does empty mean? Empty means something that is not filled. But like the craziest thing is that something could look filled and be empty. And something can look empty and be filled. Something can look, however, and be the opposite of those things. Something can look, whatever those things are, like you can name whatever examples that you would want to name at that point. But it's not always what the eye sees, because a person or a place or a thing can seem, however, and not be those things. A person or a place or whatever, it seems as if like all the odds are against those certain situations. But can I say that sometimes maybe the odds are not against those individuals? Maybe the very individuals who may seem as if the odds are not against, sometimes those who it may seem as if the odds are against could actually be doing something that is so invaluable that it's like, well, things aren't always what it seems. Like how it says, like a carrot or some vegetables, some fruits can only those things grow deep down, and then those things don't actually sprout up until it actually begin to show at the surface, begins to push through the surface. And then there are some things that have already pushed through the surface that may seem as however those things are, and it may seem as whatever those things may seem. I don't know if you've ever been there. Maybe I'm just kind of saying things, whatever, I don't know. But what I am saying is that things aren't always what it seems, because just because it looks like those things does not mean that it is. And just because a person wears X, Y, and Z doesn't mean that that's what it is. Just because a person, spends X amount of money, whose money are they spending? Like just because a person buys at such and such, what loan was taken out? So I do want to say that as well, because it's not always, because some individuals purchase things with cash. Some individuals have investors. Some individuals have X, Y, and Z. And so from that point, like, where do you base it off of? And so, like, I guess what I'm really saying is, like, things aren't always what it seems. And, regardless of how those things are, because there are individuals who can use a loan and make it multiply, that type of thing. So, like, there's nothing wrong with those things either. But what I am saying is that however individuals are doing certain things, even if it may seem different than what you are doing, that doesn't equate to your thing being better or that person being better. That doesn't equate to this being the right thing or that being the wrong thing. At the end of the day, each and every one of us have to kind of work out our own salvation at that point, and just kind of work with what you do have at that point. And from those situations, being able to say, okay, well, I'm just using what's in my own hands and just shouting on the mountaintops of what I do have, and just kind of seeing not only right now, but also seeing other things as well. So I do want to say that, because it's not always what it seems. There was a guy who I dated like years ago, and he was just like, yeah, sometimes like you date an individual and like sometimes on paper it's like such a match. Sometimes on paper, like this person checked the box. That check the box here, check the box here. Oh, you live there. Oh, And so like that person checked all those boxes. And like that doesn't mean that would equate to those individuals. That doesn't mean like a person could have a lot of similarities. A person could have no similarities. A person could do X, Y, and Z. A person could do any of those things, right? A person could, you can have the similarities as well. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, he said that a person once told this individual that basically he ended up having to he would have to choose, like, do you want to kind of pick a person because this person seems, you know, amazing on paper, like this person has X, Y, and Z, has this going for them, is doing X, Y, and Z, is working at this place, and yada, yada, yada. Or are you going to pick this individual who may not seem as if it is up to par, who may seem actually like it would be kind of, it would seem like a step back of some sort. But then sometimes, like, it's not always what it seems. And so, like, you can step into those certain things and think like, oh, this is so amazing, yada, yada, yada. Oh, I'm going to work with this place because it has so many individuals. It is so whatever, it is so however those things are. And, like, you don't exactly know what the intricate things that occur at those places. And then, like, you can literally go to this place and, like, go to this place and it's it is booming. It may not seem as if, however, you can pick a candidate of some sort and you can base it. In my book, I basically say a certain situation where I'm just like, where I'm like, oh yeah, like in high school, like we picked prom king because of like certain features that we did like, but like at that point, like we based it on like how the outward appearance of the individual. So we were like, oh yeah, we love this individual because of X, Y, and Z. This person is cute. This person is however, but we didn't actually get to know that person. We didn't actually get to say, hey, like this person is actually going to make a certain thing better. This person is going to solutionize certain situations. This person is going to actually add value. This person is going to actually not take away from things. This person is going to be essential. This person is going to add to the things that is already there. And so, like, at that point, like, that was the most amazing thing, is because at that point, you know, like in high school, that's literally what we were only kind of thinking of. And we were just like, oh, well, he's cute. So, like, let's go ahead and add, you know, pick this person. But then it's like, well, I don't know who actually won at that point. But I guess I just wonder, like, how many individuals, like, in retrospect, like, how many individuals, like, actually pick individuals, not, you know, for any situation, just based on like certain situations. So it's just like based on certain things rather than like, yeah, you base it on like the fact that this person has a degree or has like, you know, this experience here. But what if there's a person who may not have that experience in that area but somehow has some experience in that area? What if there are some individuals who may not have certain situations that you've walked through or have experienced, but somehow, you know, have certain situations? So it's not always what it seems, is what I'm saying. So I just really want to say that. Anywho, I hope you guys have a good evening.